Okay, what's going on? LBHT crew B, what is going on?
Whole lot of nothing.
Seems a whole lot of nothing. Let me tell you something, man. I'm disappointed in what's going on this offseason. This is supposed to be a fun time for all of us. Okay, all of us here at the LBHT headquarters. Okay, it was either going to be Lamar gets signed, and then we could talk about what the Ravens could do to
that wouldn't be fun.
But no, it would be fun. Listen, it'd be fun because we talk about how the Ravens cannot mess it up. That's always fun, right? Or they didn't sign him. He was signed somewhere else, and we could talk about all the ways they messed this team up, right? Either way, we would have had a lot to discuss right now. We absolutely would be discussing more if one of those things happened. But instead, the Ravens, just being scared cowards, decided to franchise tag him, and not only tag him, right? You tag him and you say, oh, well, we'll give you the non-exclusive so you can talk to other teams so you can see nobody wants you. But we're going to go tell the other owners not to talk to you, right? Mm-hmm. And now that's blown up in their face, and they're too scared to not only can they not sign their quarterback, they can't sign anybody else. So now we're just sitting here. But
the silver lining is that something's going to happen after the draft, and that's usually the deadest period of the year.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, not for us. We find that's when we have fun. That's when we get creative with some stories. All right. So everything's been pushed back. But anyway, we are here. It is Wednesday. Here. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. But if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So make sure you're following us at all those places. Hit that like button in all those places. Also, we do a audio podcast. So if you listen to the audio podcast, this will be out at noon the following day. So we hope you're enjoying your lunch. All right. We got Raven C in the house. He was here early. Yes, sir. Yes. Thanks for coming through.
What's up, Raven?
Living big with Big Reg. What's going on?
What's up,
thanks
Reg?
for coming through. Says, yo, we got a guy Hendo from the Rogue Pod. Says, Brandon is late. Oh, you late? Bazel, what happened? He says, you see the swag on that boy? Oh, okay. Yes. Just Ala, what's going on? Says, hello, LBHT crew. Says, I hope all is well. Yes. Callie on Wheels says, what's up, fellas? What's up with you, Callie? Rave Kingdom. Yes, sir. Our guy, One Sessions. What's up with you? Thanks for coming through. Marco G says, what's good, fellas? I think fans, Ravens, and Lamar himself are ready for this saga to be over one way or another. We're going to discuss it more. We're going to discuss it. I think Lamar's chilling. I think he's chilling. Yeah. Marcel said he was doing commercials. Hey, man. Hey, sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Watch them all the way through, though.
Yes, do that. Not Bazel. He's a patron. He can skip. Shout out to Xavier Smith. Says, good evening, fellas. Good evening to you.
Xavier?
Our guy King, what's going on? Says, yes, sir. So much Panthers news to get through.
That's right.
Listen, there's more Panthers news than Ravens news. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
They made some signings. Okay. We're going to discuss that as well. Oh, we got a lot to discuss. Even though there's not much to discuss, we have a lot to discuss. All right. Our guy Buck is here. Says, hey crew,
what's up,
Buck stops here. He just dropped a new video. If you're into 2K video games, check out the Buck stops here. He's playing a season on NBA 2K. Willie Seaborn says, what's good, fellas? What's good with you, Willie? Thanks for coming through. Matt D, salute to Matt D. Thanks for coming through. Danny D, salute. What's going on? Says, hey, everyone. Ravens couldn't even get Elijah Moore. Shaking my head.
There's good news. There's somebody even cheaper available.
There's always somebody cheaper. CI and Addict, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Yes. Yolanda, what's going on, Yolanda? Shout out to you. Jake P says, long day at work, fellas, but I wouldn't tap in anywhere else at this time. What's good? Hey, thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks, JP. Appreciate it. Don DiMilo, what's going on? Thanks for coming through, my friend. Our brother OTR Mike from Open Mike with OTR Mike. Okay. It's the LBHT show. Yes, indeed. D Weezy's in the house. What's going on? Top billing. What's good? Black Daniels. Man, everybody's in here. Our boy E telling Lamar to get out. Now. That's what coming through, E. Tracy, what's going on? Says, hey, guys, Panthers doing it. Ravens, not so much. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Buddha Christ says, Wednesday, Lamar Jackson interview. We don't know. I mean, you see it in the title. I put it in the title. We're going to discuss him announcing the interview, and we're going to discuss what it could be and when it could be dropping. He said soon. So
yeah, he didn't really check in with us on the timing though.
Yeah, right.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, Coach? Make sure you subscribe to Sip 2 Tally Films, okay? Where you can find the whole crew, the whole Roundup crew every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Coach is also going to start doing a semi-daily show from Monday through Wednesday at 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Which one is it? I
thought it was 4:15, but you should ask Coach.
You know what? Tune in at 4 and just wait.
Yeah.
Doc Q, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. All right. Look, 67 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Look, we got a lot to talk about, but as you guys know, we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
Yeah, going to be a pretty quick one tonight. Just a shout out to Jose's motherland, Jose's homeland, as it is the 150-year anniversary of Puerto Rico.
Hey.
Well, the Spanish National Assembly finally abolishing slavery in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
you know, I said 150 years, but it really should be 147. Because despite the fact that they abolished slavery on March 22nd, 1873, they made the slaves work for another 3 years, while also giving all of these slave owners 35 million pesetas as compensation. So, you know, it always seems like none of these countries there was ever like a majority opinion that slavery was just wrong. It just was politically untenable, and they say, hey, you know, we still got to compensate all those wonderful slave owning people for having to let go of their free labor, and you know, before we can keep things moving. 3 years addition, like that would be the worst good news, bad news you had ever heard, right? Like, hey, we're abolishing slavery today, but you got to stay for 3 more years.
Right. So whether it's like, no, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think that you could just say no.
Right.
The chains weren't exactly off yet.
Yeah. And listen, and as we know, right, it's not like these slave owners are just like, all right, at 3 years, we're going to honor our word, right?
Yeah.
So many of them still remain slaves well after that, you know.
But still, 150-year anniversary for slavery being abolished in Puerto Rico is a something worth mentioning and celebrating.
All right, salute. All right, look, Jonathan Washington Jr. is in the house. Says LBHT, yes indeed. Thanks for coming through. Alex Rita says, evening all, hope you are well. Indeed, yes. Top Billin says, why does it seem like Shannon Sharpe goes out of his way to demean black QBs? He questions Lamar, Hurts, and calls Cam Newton washed. I'm glad you brought that up because Shannon Sharpe is going to be brought up in a couple segments today. Shannon Sharpe, when he first started with Skip, he was popular, and he thought, man, I'm the guy. Okay, I'm going to overtake Stephen A. Smith. I'm a breath of fresh air. And like Stephen A. Smith used to have, I'm going to have these new athletes come and kiss the ring, right? I'm going to be the go-to guy. And it didn't quite work out that way. And now he's salty.
Yeah.
Right. Especially with Lamar. Right. He was trying to be Uncle Shay to Lamar. Lamar's like, I got my own circle. I got my own people. Mm-hmm. I don't really need, like, no disrespect, but I don't need to go to you for advice. And he did not like that one bit. And ever since then, he's been throwing these low-key shots. He tries not to make it so obvious, but he definitely throws his shots at Lamar. You know, and Cam Newton's just catching strays. That's all it is. Shannon Sharpe is so fed up with these young athletes nowadays disrespecting him. He's just going off on everybody. Okay.
I mean, y'all saw how disgusted he was when he tried to fight John Morant. in his $3,500 cashmere rag sweater.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't Ja, it was Ja's father. Okay.
By the end of it, it was all of them.
Okay? Listen. Ja's father definitely should not have been involved in that.
The only one that he wouldn't have taken down was Steven Adams, though. Being real, he would have ran through that entire roster.
Listen, he might experience Steven Adams too. Listen,
Steven would have taken him out. He's too old for Steven.
Shannon Sharpe, he still knows how to hit, boy.
Listen, all they do in Australia is fight.
Man, look, you see those early tapes of Shannon Sharpe, how he got into the league. He came up the hard way. Right? He had to he was a tight end, and they're like, all right, you're gonna go on special teams, and he had to hit his way onto the roster. I am not gonna sleep on the physicality of Shannon Sharpe, even at age 50, whatever.
He doesn't have the explosiveness anymore. Okay, he's got the old man strength, but Steven Adams is too young for him.
When have you ever seen Steven Adams explosive?
Not explosive, but I seen him wrap his hands around somebody and pick him up and be like, "Off we go, then."
They didn't even fight it. He's like, "All right, big guy, you got me."
and Shannon would not be able to get away from that.
All right. So, all right, let's start with Lamar. Okay, 75 people in here. Hit that like button. Oh, we got 2 people over on Facebook hitting the like button. Oh, shout out to our guy, Ja Bigby. Appreciate you. My guy, Brian DJ Boom. Salute. Appreciate you coming through. So yeah, man. Look, Lamar says he's dropping an interview soon. Okay. People think he's interviewing himself. I don't know why. It looked like he was talking to somebody in that preview that he showed. And we don't know exactly when it's going to drop. He says it's going to be soon. In the clip, he talked a little bit about, football or how he got into football or something, right? We don't know exactly what it all is going to entail. B doesn't think it's going to be about much. He thinks it's going to be about his businesses and whatnot.
Hey, I didn't say it wasn't much. All right, I'm not putting down his business.
No. In terms of football,
about the Ravens,
right? Okay? One, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be interesting. I would watch that. But 2, I think it is going to shed some light. I don't think he'll go into detail, but I think he'll shed some light on the situation, kind of clear some things up, because recently there have been a lot of misinformation put out there about Lamar, right? Mm-hmm. And when he sends some tweets kind of saying, no, that's cap, the media getting mad at him, like, oh, well, why is he tweeting? Why is he tweeting? He shouldn't be saying that. Okay, well, I'm going to put out an interview on my platform and clear the air. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that's what a lot of mainstream media thinks is going to happen. And they don't like it. Right? We talked about Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Shay, and Skip Bayless out there saying, this isn't the way to do it, Lamar. Well, what other way is it to do it? If he came on your show, said, I'm going to give you an exclusive interview. Right. If he said, I'm going to go on your show and give an interview, you would be saying he did the right thing. Mm-hmm. But why does he need to go on your show to clear the air and not his platform? What's the difference?
They don't get the views.
Bingo.
It's all on Lamar's platform.
Bingo. They would argue, well, there's no one there to ask him the hard-hitting questions.
I'm gonna stop you right there though, and just correct you real quick, because YouTube is our platform, not Lamar's.
That's right. Right. That's right. Oh, you can't see my how come my graphic didn't come up?
I don't know.
All right, I will fix that. Don't worry, I'll fix that. But shout out to Shohei Ohtani for the $1.69 donation. I think Ohtani can donate a little bit more than that. I'm just saying. He says, Konnichiwa, LBHT. I've been hearing that LBHT doesn't care too much about baseball. Well, I'm here to put you Americans on notice, and I am the next gen baseball players, and 94% of Japan know who I am. Baseball will be the #1 sport very soon. Sayonara.
I love him tapping in and signing off in Japanese, but everything else. But listen. No, baseball sucks. I love Shohei Ohtani. He is fantastic. He's a unicorn, but he plays a very boring sport. If everybody else in the league was like Ohtani, then I would watch baseball a lot more. It'd be a lot more interesting. but they're not like Otani. They're like themselves, and themselves are not watchable. I mean, I forget the guy's name now, but you had an actual MLB MVP. I forget which conference he was in. Come out and say baseball sucks. It's corny, and he doesn't like it.
He didn't say it sucks. He said,
I mean, he didn't know.
Okay,
he said it was boring. He said it was corny, and he didn't like it. He's just really good at it. Everybody knows baseball sucks.
No, I'm not gonna say it sucks. There's a lot of people that like,
but it does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't suck. We don't like it. It sucks to us, but but look, this discussion took place on our Discord. Okay, you want to be a part of that Discord? You go to patreon.com/LBHT Show for as little as $3 a month. You can be a part of that, right? But took offense to me saying that baseball is boring. Baseball is boring, whether you like it, you think it's great or not. It's a boring sport. All right, just like golf is boring. People love golf. That's fine. It is what it is. But that turned into a huge argument about baseball, how popular it is. Somebody tried to say it was the second most popular sport in the world. That is completely false. So false.
Hey, you know what though? No, you're not allowed to say that it's boring if I can't say it sucks. All right. It sucks and it's boring.
Okay, it no. Because it doesn't suck. It doesn't suck. It sucks to us. All right, it's boring to me. All right, I won't call it boring. I think it's boring. All right,
there you go.
But we don't like baseball. Obviously, the only time you're going to get a baseball story from us is when something juicy happens. Right, something you want to hear about. And I'm sorry, the World Baseball Classic. Most people don't care unless you live in Japan, apparently. But we don't live in Japan, do we?
We do
not. All right. Now back to Lamar, who we want to hear about in his interview about his restaurant. What's up, NBT Sports?
It's more interesting than baseball, though.
This show has already gone off the rails. Yeah. All right, there's your baseball talk right there. I'm not even gonna read that, Mr. J. How dare you? He says, you think baseball is watchable because Shohei Ohtani got the strikeout to win the World Baseball Classic? I know that much, right? I pay attention to what's going on. You think that's enough to get people talking about baseball? What's your favorite baseball show? I'm curious. Who's your favorite baseball YouTuber? Crickets.
Mine is
gotcha. Buck. Yes. Yeah.
Just by default, because I don't know any others, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I don't think that 3 Asian people in the sport makes it watchable, Jay. But we'll agree to disagree on that.
We're going to get back to Lamar in a second, but this is derailed for a second, okay? And we're going to talk more about this on the overtime show. We're scrapping all that.
You can't be our moderator with opinions like that.
Listen, no, Danny, but I brought this up for a reason. She says watching baseball live is fun. What do you love about going to a game? Because I know what most people say, and it has nothing to do with baseball. They love drinking the beer.
It's sunny out. You can read a book, get some food. Just hang out with the family.
Play some Monopoly with your friends.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's a nice time at the park.
No, man, it's fine if you like it. It's fine, but we just don't like it. But yes, Lamar doing this interview, they mainstream media doesn't like it. They don't like that he controls the narrative and not them. And you got people like Mike Florio, who just Mike Florio just puts out lies. Let's just call it what it is, man. He's a liar. You should not listen to Pro Football Talk. You should not listen to Mike Florio when he tweets stuff. That man just puts out whatever he wants to put out. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's not so true. Sometimes it's just a flat out lie, but nobody ever checks him on it. And he knows what he's doing. And he's putting out these stories about Lamar. He hates Lamar, right? Lamar, he's one of those people that Lamar made look silly, right? And the fact that Lamar is doing it his way, the fact that he's getting this deal done, or going to get this deal done without an agent. He used to be a former agent himself. He's friends with a lot of agents. That's where he gets a lot of his information. He's trying to do a hit piece. Yeah, Peter King too. He's been a clown. He's trying to do a hit piece on Lamar, but it ain't working. Nobody's falling for that. He put out a story yesterday about Lamar's representative is going around telling teams that he's ready to move on. ESPN actually cleared it up. I can't remember the lady's name. She, said, hey, yeah, there's somebody from his family contacting other teams. They're not really, discussing business with him, but they're kind of contacting them, letting them know that he's open for business. And, Robert Griffin said, yeah, there's no problem with Lamar and the Ravens. He just wants his money. So all that's going on is Lamar is testing the market, right? Of course, he's ready to move on if he's willing to sign with another team, right? Like, but Floyd will make it seem like he's causing a problem. Lamar hasn't caused any problem. You can't cause a problem when you're not under contract, right?
Unless you're Le'Veon Bell, apparently.
Yeah,
Steelers fans thought he caused all kinds of problems while he was not a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Like he's not under contract. They're the ones that are tagging him and killing their offseason because they're too afraid to sign him and overpay for him. That's what it comes down to, because they could just give him the money. But if somebody offers him that money, then they'll match it, right? That's coward stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not sure that they would match if he actually got what he was asking for. But the whole thing with overpaying players, it's an obsession in this country, particularly in football. One, it's nonsense because overpaid contract plus time equals bargain, right? It's always going to look like a great deal a year or two down the line because right now you've got Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and I believe there was even a fourth one. But at least those three who are all going to get massive contract extensions. So depending on the order, had you just given Lamar his money before this season, by even before the start of next season, his contract would have looked like a bargain because all three of those guys would have gotten more, right? But the other part of it, and this goes to like some of the backlash against Lamar and people saying he's causing a problem and he should just take whatever offer they made him. It's that there's a lot of people in this country who don't really like these athletes who play on these teams. They provide entertainment, but fans feel a sense of possession over these players, right? That you are here for my entertainment. You're not a person. You shouldn't be looking out for yourself. You shouldn't be trying to leave my team. You're here for my entertainment. Just shut up and play. Take the money and go entertain me. And people really don't like it when athletes speak up for themselves or look out for themselves, particularly in contract negotiations. And that's all you're seeing with Lamar Jackson. There's a certain portion of the fan base who will always be behind Lamar, who will always be fans of Lamar. And then there's another portion of the fan base who says, well, if he's not going to just shut up and entertain me, then screw him.
Yeah. Shout out to Mary Kennedy over there on Facebook for hitting the like button. Appreciate that. You got almost 100 people in here. Smash that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Look, our guy Hendo got to 1,500 subscribers. Salute to you, okay? Rogue Pod. And if you're not subscribed, go over there and subscribe. The Rogue Pod. ROUG. It is not pronounced Rouge. It is pronounced Rogue. All right? Subscribe. But 1,500 sounds like a nice round number.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should set that as our goal. We're trying to get to 1,500. When? I don't know. Whenever we hit it. Help us get there.
I what I imagine? I imagine that the day we hit 1,500 will be about a week ahead of whenever we had planned to.
Yes, I agree.
So
we'll always be ahead of schedule.
Yes.
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Whenever a player gets cut or traded, fans will always say it's a business. It's a business. It's a business. Even in these situations, hey, Lamar, like it's crazy that, like they're not going to pay you a fully guaranteed contract like Deshaun Watson. That was an outlier, and that's just not good business. I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, business. And there's no accountability for the teams. But when a player says, hey, this is just business.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Robert Griffin, who's close with Lamar and his family, said earlier. Hey, he has no problem with the Ravens. There's no issue. It's just he just wants his money. This is business. But man, people get up in arms about that.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on right now with the Ravens is not Lamar's fault, right? It would have been different if Lamar signed a contract and then turned around and said, all right, I'm holding out for more money. That's a little different. And even in those cases, depending on the situation, I support that too, right? But that's not what's going on. Lamar was a free agent, and they said, well, we're going to hold you here, and we're going to tell other owners. Let's be real about that. The owners got together and said, we're not going to, you're going to stay away from this guy. You're not going to offer him any ridiculous deal, right? So they colluded to keep Lamar right there in a position to where no other team's talking to him, right? Yeah. And he says, cool, I'll wait. It's the off season. I don't have anything to do. I don't go sign other players. I'm not with the team. I'm going to do my thing, and I'll either work out a deal with another team, or I'll sign a franchise tender and see you in the off season, or I'll sign it later, right? Because I have until week 7 of the regular season. But all of this is business, and he's well within his right to do it. So what are you getting upset about? It goes back to what B says. You don't respect him as a person. You damn sure don't respect him as a businessman. You see him as property. That's my guy. And okay, that's cute that you're trying to work out a deal, but now you need to sign something so my team can get back to winning.
Yeah. And somebody pointed out in the chat, I didn't see who it was, but they said that they don't have that fans don't have that reaction to white quarterbacks.
Facts. I mean, look,
absolutely true, right? Because for one, and this is one of my favorite moves of all time, but it was a dirtbag move. Carson Palmer just said, "No, I'm not playing for you. You're trash. I have $80 million in the bank. I'm not coming in. Trade me." And they traded him, right? And there was no backlash, right? None. Everybody was like, "Well, I mean, it was the Bengals," but also, everybody is out here talking about, oh, you shouldn't get a fully guaranteed contract. Oh, that was an outlier with Deshaun Watson, and just pretending that Kirk Cousins never happened. One, Kirk Cousins played on the franchise tag for a couple of years because Washington wouldn't give him his money. Nobody was out there calling him selfish. They were calling him savvy. They were saying that he was maximizing his worth.
You know who's calling him savvy? Shannon Sharpe. Calling him Kirk First Cousins, right? Wasn't that his nickname? Kirk First Cousins. They loved it. This same guy that's trying to tell Lamar, hey, you gotta get an agent. You gotta do better than this. Loved it when Kirk Cousins did it.
And Kirk Cousins signed a 3-year, $84 million deal that was fully guaranteed, the first fully guaranteed multi-year contract for a quarterback ever. And it made him the highest paid player in NFL history. So it wasn't like, oh, he took a team-friendly deal and they just guaranteed the whole thing. He got every cent of the money that now, I don't want this to be controversial, but that he absolutely did not deserve because he was trash. But he got a fully guaranteed deal to make him the highest paid player ever. And everybody was like, bravo, Kirk. Bravo. Good job.
Yeah.
But now when other players do it, all of a sudden it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me read this from Bazel. He says they're trying to hit Lamar with the Scottie Pippen. Yeah. Yeah. And Lamar saying, man, my head hurts. I'm gonna sit this one out. And I wanted to bring this up too. Marco G says Kirk Cousins got 3 years, $84 million though. That's different than 5 years, $200 million fully guaranteed. No, it's not.
No, how was it different, Marco? He was the highest paid player in NFL history.
The cap was different too, right? Like relatively speaking. Okay. That 84 million is equivalent to 200. It's actually 230 million. It's just about equivalent to what actually, no, not just about, it is equivalent because it's less years, 84 million back then, but the cap was much lower compared to the cap that's higher now, and players are getting more. The cap always goes up. The league makes more and more money every year, right? So it's proportionate to what the salary cap is for each team. It's the same thing. And the Vikings have suffered for it, right? They put themselves in a situation every year where they don't want to keep him, but they can't afford to get rid of him.
And again, that's not because it's a fully guaranteed deal. It's because it's a fully guaranteed deal for a guy who can't play.
Yeah.
That's always the distinction. What overpaid means is you can't play. That's all it means. It's not about the dollar amount you get. It's about your performance on the field. Lamar Jackson will never be overpaid. Pat Mahomes will never be overpaid. It doesn't matter what you give him. I mean, go ask if people think that Macy is overpaid. He makes a lot more money than these guys. Nobody calls him overpaid because he goes out and he backs it up on the field. Kirk Cousins is overpaid because Kirk Cousins can't play.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers due $60 million this year?
Yeah. Aaron is overpaid because he's well past his prime, and they are going to be very disappointed with the Aaron Rodgers they get in New York.
You don't hear anything about that.
No.
Anything. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, it makes me sick to see Ravens fans try to claim Lamar as being selfish, and he's stopping the Ravens from putting a supporting cast around him. He was on discount for 5 years, and they did nothing. Absolutely. Which is why I would give absolutely no discount whatsoever. You had your shot for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you were stubborn and you were like, nope, we're going to do it our way. Fine. Now I'm a free agent, and either you're going to pay me or I go somewhere else. You know, like, pay me and you're going to build a team around me. Right? Like, figure it out. Do your job. Mr. J says, watch Joe Burrow get the same guaranteed money that Lamar's asking for now without all this drama. I think that's exactly what's going to happen, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
J. I think that's why Lamar is very patient. He's very calm. I don't think he's worried at all.
And you know what they'll say? They'll say, "Oh well, it's going to happen at some point."
Yes, right. I think Burrow and Herbert will get paid around the same time. Look, you got Jalen Hurts. They're trying to get his deal done ASAP, right? I think it's going to be better than what Kyler and Russell Wilson got, right? Clearly better. I don't think they're going to try to keep it around that much. I think it's going to be a very good contract. Will it reach Deshaun Watson level? I don't know, but it'll be up there.
Man, Kyler and Russell, they're just hanging out talking about somos malditos.
but I think that's not going to be a issue. I think when Burrow and Herbert come up for contract, they might be asking for fully guaranteed. They're not saying anything about this one way or another. Mm-hmm. They might be asking for something very close, especially Burrow. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to back-to-back AFC championships. He's going to want his money.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. So he'll get his money. And at that point, the Ravens, I mean, you're going to look like fools if Lamar's not signed, because you could have had him signed. You thought you had this blood pact with the rest of the owners that you're not going to give out any guaranteed money. But when the situation comes up for them and they have to sign their quarterbacks, they're going to do what's best for them, not for you.
Cincinnati has an interesting situation there because, like, I think you could get Burrow to take a non-fully guaranteed contract, but you have to pay T. Higgins his money to stay. If you just say, hey, you know what, T, you're the number 2 receiver. We've got Jamar Chase. We still got Tyler Boyd. We're not gonna give you all that money you're looking for. We'll look to trade you. Then Joe gonna be like, well, give me the money.
Yeah.
Since I'm gonna be the one having to pick up the slack for not having T. Higgins out there, give me the money, all of it.
Yeah. So, look. Mikey says right here, Kirk's about to get another big deal. I can see that happening. I don't even think they like Kirk Cousins, but they're just stuck. They're in a situation where they're like, we can't draft one. We can't really afford to go out there and spend one. Everybody said we can't, Lamar's off limits. So I guess we're going back to Kirk. So you're going to turn around and pay Kirk Cousins all this money, but you don't want to pay Lamar all that money.
Yeah. Well, look, the league pays bad white quarterbacks to stick around.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah, and Panthers did it with Jake Delhomme.
Yeah,
and I'm glad, looking back in hindsight, I'm glad they did it because I love Jake Delhomme. I'm glad he got his money, but my God, was that a terrible contract they gave him?
Right, he said the other team he was throwing the ball to thinks he deserved it.
Yeah. No kidding.
130 people in here. Hit that like button folks. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for coming through. Now, if I know some of you are looking for a super chat and saying, man, the super chat is not enabled. It is enabled, but we do it a little differently here. Okay. There are two ways we do it. One, right below B, $ LBHT Show. That's our Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our stream elements. That's how we do super chats over here. Okay. Both methods, you leave your donation, leave your comment, and you get a nice little animation right next to my face, and we'll read your comment on air. All right. Also, when the chat is popping like this, man, we try to read as many comments as possible. Like our friend Tanja. What's up, Tanja? Thanks for coming through. But we can't get to everyone like we used to. But if look, and you want to get this conversation going, you think you got a lot to say, join our Discord. Okay, you can get to our Discord through patreon.com/LBHT Show for as little as $3 a month. Now we say $3 a month, but the fact is, once you're in the Discord, you're in. So if you cancel whatever, we don't kick anybody out as long as you're being respectful in there. All right. So go ahead and consider being a patron. And we also do the Overtime Show. I'll give you a quick preview of the Overtime Show. If I can find it here. This guy right here. Oh, look at that. DeAndre Hopkins. We're going to discuss all the NFL news that we're not going to talk about on this show because we want to talk Lamar and some Cam and some Panthers. But D-Hop, he's going to be available, and it's not going to be for a second round pick like the Cardinals are asking for, apparently. Okay, so get to it, Ravens. There was a trade for Elijah Moore today, and the Ravens weren't in on that either. Okay,
went for almost nothing.
Almost nothing. We're going to talk about all that stuff, and we're going to talk about the Tekashi 6ix9ine catching a beat down. We have a lot to discuss on the Overtime Show. You might want to check that out.
Like, did they take his pants or did he come out the house like that?
I had wondered that at first. I think those were his shorts.
Awful. You can't be that guy and not know how to fight.
I have a few thoughts. I have a few thoughts about that. We're gonna say before the Overtime Show. You guys want to sign up. Okay, couple more comments and let's talk. I want to talk Panthers B because they made a big move, and then I want to talk Cam. Which comment are you reading?
Zeke said they took him.
What's up, Attitude Pop? Attitude Pop says people are saying Lamar is dumb for turning down the second highest contract in history. That's not true. Lamar wants all his money up front, not no injury and spring guarantee BS. People think Lamar's dumb. Yeah, they think Lamar's dumb and they think you're dumb, right? That's why they word it the way they word it, right? Thinking that you're not gonna pick up on what they're saying. And some people do fall for it. But it's not the second highest contract in NFL history. It's not the third highest contract in NFL history. They're just wording it funny to make it seem like, oh, well, it could be, right? It could be if all these stipulations are met, right? We're a lot more educated now on these things.
You can sit there and talk about how likely it is he would hit those triggers, right? And yeah, maybe he would. Maybe he would hit every one of them and get all 200 million. But it's not guaranteed.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Sterling, man. He says, donate to the Cash App for the ice cream fund. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. There are two local ice cream spots that we hit hard. Okay. They're local in Baltimore City. I'm not going to say the names because I'm trying to work out a sponsorship with one of them. Okay. I would like to get that done so I can plug their stuff because their ice cream is excellent. But maybe I need to get a little battle going here. There's other place, man. They could. I was talking to them today, man. They could probably use a little plug. Let's see how much that plug is worth. All right, but yes, I need to cut back on it because I need to get back in game shape for the summer. Know what I'm saying?
Daniel Franklin has a question. He said, if we trade Lamar and don't get a top 5 pick, what do we do at quarterback this year? Well, not to worry. Carolina's got the number 1 pick. So you can send Lamar and Rashad down south and take whichever quarterback you like. And you're good to go.
That'll literally be the best case scenario.
Yeah.
if we don't get Lamar signed. Because here's my thing. I think if we don't get Lamar signed, I think Tyler Huntley might get picked up somewhere. Right?
You know, he's very not good. So I'm not sure. But you know, he I think a lot of teams will look at him and say that's a valuable backup right there. And he's got experience, he's got even playoff experience, right? He made it to the Pro Bowl. So yeah, I mean, I think he definitely could get picked up. And honestly, I think this is just part of a kind of a gentleman's agreement with the other owners that he hasn't been picked up already.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's only going to last a little bit longer. I think after the draft, they're going to say, look, you had more than enough time. You are fumbling the bag. Like, that's the thing. Like, think about your fantasy football team, right? Because there's a lot of parallels there. Okay. If these players on your fantasy football team, like, you actually manage them in real life, that's essentially what's going on here. But you have an agreement saying, hey, all right, we're trying to keep these salaries down. It's good for everybody, right? Because that's why they're doing it. It benefits everybody in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
You can get people to buy in for a certain amount of time, only a certain amount of time. But if they see that you're not handling your business and you just look like you're just bad at business, they're not going to wait on you, right? They're gonna be like, look, man, that's your problem. Like, you're supposed to have that taken care of. We got contracts coming up, and what are we going to do? Just let them all sit out? Can't do that. Which one are you reading, B?
I don't know why people think I'm dissing Tyler Huntley, like Just Allo was saying. I'm just talking about the Tyler Huntley that we all know and love. He's not good.
Shout out to Hendo for the like over there on Facebook. Man, we're getting a lot of love on Facebook today. Look, if you guys are on Facebook, we have a Facebook page, LBHT Show. Go ahead and check it out. Also, Twitch. If any of you are on Twitch, we stream live on Twitch as well. Same thing, LBHT Show. We're LBHT Show everywhere. All right. Okay. Look, keep the comments coming, but I want to bring up something, right? Because while the Ravens are not doing anything with Lamar, from my hear, they're not even talking to Lamar, right? They're also not signing anybody. And there are wide receivers that are available for cheap, and we're not in on them. And one of those wide receivers that was available, the Panthers picked up. Who was that wide receiver, B?
That was Adam More Than a Thielen. Signed him to a 3-year, $24 million or $25 million deal with $14 million guaranteed. Now, granted, I mean, look, he's 32, so he'll be 35 by the end of that deal, right? But Adam Thielen is more of he's a technician, right? He's a great route runner. He always has been. And that's the kind of wide receiver who can be productive well into their 30s because he's not relying, like your boy Dez, on his athleticism and just his athleticism. That's why Dez fell off a cliff so early in his career, because he never really developed his skill, right? Adam Thielen is not that. He's a guy who, I'm not saying that you're going to see a return to him going, 1,200-1,300 yards or anything like that, but he's a guy who will be good. He'll be productive. He's a guy who will always be open for Richardson, Stroud, Young. I mean, who knows? Well, but he'll always be open for them.
Salome said, "Did you hear the report? The Panthers want AR-15. That's perfect timing."
I saw Thomas Davis, trying to make himself a story. He was doing, I don't know if he was an interview or if he was co-hosting or whatever, but he's saying he doesn't think that Bryce Young will be the pick. He thinks it'll be a very, very surprising pick, which could only mean one thing, because there's no chance in hell, Hendo, that it's going to be Will Levis. So he means Anthony Richardson, right? And I'm good with it. Like, if you're going to give up all that to move up to number one, why not swing for the fences?
All right, Mr. J is very optimistic here. Says, "Damn, B-Hop, Thielen, TFJ, and T. Higgins in one room. That's crazy."
Yeah, that is crazy. Just crazy enough to work.
But listen, he's on the right track there. They're also trying to. They didn't sign DJ Chark yet, right?
Not yet, no.
But they bring in DJ Chark. That wide receiver room is looking better,
much better,
right? And if they draft a wide receiver and they hit on a wide receiver, now it's just way better, and that's after you traded DJ Moore, and that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Right now, it didn't have to be this way. It could have been DJ Moore and Adam Thielen had they not fumbled the bag all the way up to this point.
Yes.
But this goes to show you how important the quarterback position is, right? Doesn't matter how you messed up before. You get your quarterback, you can find ways to build around him. There's always ways to build around your quarterback. And the Panthers are showing you. They've wasted a lot of money and draft picks up until this point. But if they hit on their quarterback, everything else will fall into place.
Yeah. And I mean, I joke about Hayden Hurst because I don't like Hayden Hurst and he's not very good, but he's an upgrade over what they had in Carolina. So, they lost DJ Moore, which nobody liked, obviously, but you upgraded at tight end. Now you've got Adam Thielen in there who, at the very worst, he's not DJ Moore, but he's better than what you had in Carolina. He was better than Terrace Marshall, so Terrace Marshall's not the number one anymore. You bring in DJ Chark, and now your 1 and 2 as a whole is better than what you had even when DJ Moore was there, because they didn't really have a number 2. They had Chosen Anderson, and he didn't provide a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, if they even go and draft another tight end or another wide receiver, and then you combine that with the fact that they went out and they got Miles Sanders at running back. So yeah, they lost Christian McCaffrey, but and Miles is a step down from Christian, but he's a good player. He's a good running back. So they have good players all over the field around their rookie quarterback, and they have a good line in front of the rookie quarterback. So no matter who it is, I think they'll be able to go in and put up a reasonably good performance even in their rookie years, even if it is Anthony Richardson. And then you got to worry about defending Richardson and Miles Sanders both running the ball, which will be a nightmare for teams.
I feel good about whoever they end up with, right? I'd rather it would be CJ Stroud. I think he's the best one. Mm-hmm. But I think with this coaching staff, right, you look at who they assembled, right? Jim Caldwell works well with quarterbacks, mm-hmm. right? Frank Reich is he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And I think the coaches they got there in place will spend a lot of time with this quarterback, develop him, take their time with them, right? And slow the game down for him. And I don't think they're going to go out there and be like, all right, you got to win it for us. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to develop this guy the right way. They're going to put a lot of resources around him, and he'll be successful. No matter who it is. Right?
Yeah, like you said, Jim Caldwell's proven on more than one occasion that he elevates quarterback play. He did that with Peyton Manning. He did it with Matt Stafford. And Frank Reich and Josh McCown were both former quarterbacks, in the NFL. And obviously have a lot of knowledge of the position itself. So yeah, they put together a staff that's ready to take on a rookie quarterback and develop them quickly and to their full potential.
Yeah, we forgot to change the banner there. I just changed it. And we're going to change it again because I wanted to bring up this comment here. Top Billing talking to Rave Kingdom says, according to someone on here, Cam isn't good enough to start on any team and isn't better than Huntley either. Look, he's talking about Cam Newton. Cam Newton threw at the Auburn Pro Day, mm-hmm. right? And he said, listen, man, ain't 32, QBs out here better than me. I agree with him. Okay. Now, he didn't look great in his last outing. Didn't look great his stint with the Patriots. Not the second year or later on that year. I think he played 1 year for them. So, okay, if you're saying, hey, he doesn't look good, that's fair, right? But man, listen, Taylor Heineke doesn't look good. Okay. Andy Dalton doesn't look good. I know Andy Dalton isn't a starter, but I think
last year
he was a starter. Yeah.
Zach Wilson was a starter for part of last year.
Right. Derek Carr didn't look good. I like Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. All right. So even if you say I don't think he got it as a starter anymore. Fair, but backup.
I'd take him over Russell Wilson right now.
Hey, yeah, I bet Denver would too. They didn't have to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Excuse me. The thing about Cam is, he got injured in 2016. He hurt his shoulder because Kelvin Benjamin couldn't be bothered to try and tackle. He couldn't be bothered to finish running his route, which led to an interception. And then he couldn't be bothered to try and tackle the guy. So Cam had to run him down, fell awkwardly on his shoulder, and hurt it. And in Carolina, they never let it heal. They didn't give him any time to heal. So that was obviously a big part of why he looked the way he looked towards the end in Carolina. Now he goes to New England, and I understand that it was just one game, right? But they played Seattle early on in the season, and he torched Seattle. He threw for over 400 yards, looked great. And then he got COVID, and then he came back and didn't look anything like that.
Right.
He looked terrible.
That's the Darren's point. You say he looked awful in New England. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he, obviously they moved on from him, and Carolina brought him back towards the end of the season. I mean, he went out there and he played with basically no time to practice. And yeah, he didn't look great either. But this was to Cam's point, responding to Shannon Sharpe, who called him one of them randoms. Cam said, give me a full off season and time to actually learn, the offense and what I'm supposed to be doing. And he'd show what he's got. Right. And that's the thing. He hasn't had that chance. And I mean, I don't think he's going to get it. I don't think the league has ever liked Cam Newton or wanted him around. So I don't really think he's going to get an opportunity like that. But it's fair to say from his standpoint that he hasn't had a good opportunity, a fair shake at actually playing quarterback since he left Carolina.
Well, I'll say this. First, I want to read this comment from our friend E. He says, imagine being a senior in high school and come to JV to try out for football. Talking about Cam going to the Auburn Pro Day. It's not high school, right? And those players at the Pro Day, they're not college players anymore. They're professionals, right? And wherever you can go to get eyes on you, that's where you go. And it's funny you say that because a lot of players trying to get back into the league will hold workouts out of high school, like Des Bryant did. Right.
Yeah.
But
Ravens fans ate that up. Boy.
But for the people saying Cam's washed, right? There are a few teams that went to the Pro Day to watch Cam, and one of those teams was the Baltimore Ravens. Oh yes, Baltimore Ravens, Green Bay Packers, Las Vegas Raiders, and Indianapolis Colts were in attendance of Cam Newton's workout. So there you go. So that's why you do it.
And look, I only saw two throws from the workout. One was an overthrow on an out route. It was a little high, and then one was like a 60-yard rope down the field in stride to a receiver. So he had one phenomenal throw and then one bad throw, and that's all I saw of the workout.
Yeah, from what I heard, all in all, he did pretty well, right? But yeah, I mean. Listen, he said he been had his pro day, go to high school and have your own. No, he can go to Auburn, and Auburn would love to have him there.
Yeah, which is why they had him there. And his brother, by the way, who didn't go to Auburn, went to the Auburn pro day to work out, and he was able to catch passes from his brother at his college pro day, which is kind of a nice moment for them.
Yeah. Chill with the language, E. Chill with the language. But yeah. I mean, listen, he's not stealing the show. Like that's not stopping the Auburn players from getting a workout. In fact, that's going to get more scouts there because
there's way more eyes on the Auburn Pro Day because Cam Newton is there.
Yeah,
than there would be otherwise.
Yeah, RTV says sign Cam as a backup, bring him into camp. Lamar will learn more from Cam over RG3 and Huntley. Yeah, I mean, listen, at this point. The Ravens are there looking at all their options because, again, didn't I say this a couple weeks ago? It can always get worse for the Ravens. Yeah. We were talking about Derek Carr, and everybody's like he's trash. But I said if we don't sign Lamar, who can we get that's better than Derek Carr?
Wait, hold on, Eric, stop. What? Tell me somebody from Auburn's football team. Tell me who somebody's going there to scout. Talk to me about the Auburn football team from last year. Tell me that you would have known anything about the Auburn Pro Day if Cam Newton wasn't there.
I'm gonna tell you what's happening with Eric. He's being affected by mainstream media because you got people crushing him going to the pro day, and one of them is your boy Shannon Sharpe, right? Shannon Sharpe out there saying, "Well, you're one of the randoms."
I'm sorry, what position does SEC play? Because I don't see a name coming from you.
Oh,
I don't see you talking about any prospects. I don't see you saying anything about Auburn's football team because, again, you wouldn't know a damn thing about Auburn's pro day if Cam Newton wasn't there. You know that.
Yeah. He messing with you, B. But look, Shannon Sharpe, resident hater, just going at Cam because he's got some confidence in himself. What he has a problem with is him saying, "Oh, there ain't 32 quarterbacks better than me," and somehow Shannon, Skip, and a bunch of people in media are making it out to be, "Oh, well, that means he's not going to accept a backup role. That means he's not willing to accept a backup role. Listen to how he talks." I want you to go and ask any backup, do they want to be a starter? Find me the one that says, "Oh, nah, I'm good over here just collecting the check."
Oh, I can find you one. Andy Dalton. and Carolina fell hook, line, and sinker for that BS. But no, you're absolutely right. He's a very confident individual. Some would say arrogant, but he's always had a high level of confidence in himself and his ability. He's always been very I don't want to say not flamboyant, but he's always, he's always put on a show when he's out on the field, right? He goes out, like they used to say about Brett Favre, right? He goes out and has fun. He's having fun out there playing football because it's supposed to be fun. But what people want from Cam Newton is for him to humble himself because the last few years haven't gone the way that he wanted them to go.
Yeah.
Cam Newton's still a multi-millionaire and having fun.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be sad.
Yeah. Ray Kennedy. No, I like Slim. That's our guy E. He's cool. He's cool. So it said, "Me, Jose, I would be a backup bench riding clock at $200K a year to work out." Yeah, sure. But they don't want, coaches don't want that quarterback either, right? They don't want a quarterback that's just like, "No, I don't want to get in the game. I just want to sit back here," right? They want a quarterback that's ready to go, right? You have to have the mentality of, "I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I can go in there and be the starter." And that's all Cam is saying, right? He's confident in himself. That doesn't mean he's not going to accept the job, or he goes and takes a job as a backup and tries to sabotage the starter like Jeff Garcia used to do. Y'all remember Jeff Garcia? Garcia, I'll be a great mentor. I'll be a backup. And then he signs with the team. Well, I'm better than that guy.
Yeah.
Like that was Jeff Garcia. So I don't think Cam is that at all. And listen, there are more than a few teams out there looking at him. So they're definitely kicking the tires on him. I think he is going to get some calls. All right. And Shannon Sharpe, man, like I said, that man is just, I mean, he's tired of the young players and he's taking it out on Cam. Cam going out there working out, not hurting anybody, having some confidence in himself. There's nothing wrong with that. Shannon Sharpe is just, I mean, he's just a hater at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me he can't be, okay, you want to say he's a random. Okay, there are a lot of randoms that get jobs though.
Yeah.
That aren't better than him.
Like I said before, he's out there, he won MVP. That was 8 years ago. He went to the Pro Bowl, 6 years ago, whatever. I said, no, a lot of the guys who get signed never did either of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what MVP did Kyle Trask get?
Right. And I know he's retired now, but Ryan Fitzpatrick, he got to start on like 12 different teams, and he was never anything even approaching good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ryan C says, "And how much is Cam wanting money-wise to be a backup if he believes he is a starter quality?" Who knows? That's for him to work out. You're saying that like that is a definite, he's asking for more money. He's pricing himself out. There's no report saying that, right? I don't think he's out there saying, "Well, Deshaun Watson made $230 million last year. That looks pretty good to me." I don't think he's saying that. So don't worry about the money part, right? I don't think that's the issue.
Right, but that was always a popular slam on him, and and Colin Kaepernick for why they weren't getting signed. Oh, well, they're asking for too much money; they're not worth it. Oh, okay.
That's always a narrative. Again, that's always a narrative of black quarterbacks. What was a white quarterback that you've heard that narrative with? Right. Just curious. When you did you hear that narrative with Jimmy G, Derek Carr? Did you hear it with any of these guys? Baker Mayfield, right?
And just to be clear, he signed for backup money in New England and Carolina.
There you go. There you go. T. Will, what's going on? Says Lamar will be traded during training camp and they will draft Bennett. Nobody would even sign Burrow or Mahomes on a non-exclusive tag. I put my house on it. No way. No way you offer a deal someone can match. Right.
I don't think they will trade him during training camp. I think, the team that's looking to pick up Lamar needs to have him there prior to that. Right. But I could see them, just giving in and trading him. At some point, Lamar is going to tell them either he wants to be a Raven or he doesn't. And if he says that he doesn't, they're not going to match an offer and try to force him to stay. They'll look to move on. And Jesus, God, God bless you if it is Stetson. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, coach says he needs to be a backup. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to take anybody's job right out the gate, right? But if he gets signed, it'll be as a backup, and then you take it from there. Look, man, you hear about quarterback competitions. What do you think is going on there, right? A starter and a backup is competing for a job. Yeah. Mr. J says Cannon don't need the money. He don't need to be an NFL QB at all. Just please enjoy life, which is still better than majority of humanity. He enjoys playing football.
Yeah, he is enjoying life.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just because he doesn't need the money, like he's not doing it for survival. No, he loves playing football. He wants to do that. There's nothing wrong with it. Tom Brady don't need it either, but he keeps trying to come back. You love that. Well, not Mr. J. He doesn't like that. JP says, I could think of at least 7 teams that could benefit from Cam playing QB for them right now, including Ravens. Listen, man, do you want Tyler Huntley or do you want Cam? Right. That's not even. You shouldn't be thinking about that long about it. The answer is Cam. All right. Let's see. The Ravens, if they make the egregious decision to insult their fan base and move off of Lamar, that's why they're out there, because even they know we can't go in there. First of all, they may not even have Tyler Huntley, so you don't even need to make that comparison. Forget I said that. Scratch that, because Tyler Huntley may not be here either. Okay, he can get signed for nothing, and if you don't have Tyler Huntley, okay, that's the little cushion for those Raven fans that are still holding on to the I'm a Ravens fan. This is the Baltimore Lamars. This is the Baltimore Ravens. For those people, if Lamar leaves and Tyler Huntley leaves, what are you looking at? All right. You would be ecstatic to have Cam.
My bad, Ty Bill, and I did not see that come in. I'm sorry. Let me get that up
now. Oh. Appreciate you, Todd Billings. Appreciate you.
We got to talk about Cam, and I stopped doing my job.
Listen, this is the benefits of doing the super chats the way we do it, right? Because they don't go away, right? So we can even if we miss it, we can go back to it. But I appreciate that donation. B's gonna put up on the screen in a second here. There it is. Boom. Appreciate you. Says tell Danity to stop putting me in timeout. Oh, Danity, what is Top Billin doing?
Listen, I would like to tell Danity to stop putting you in timeout, but our moderators have authority over the chat. Top.
Listen.
Why don't you behave yourself?
Well, listen. As long as you're behaving yourself, you're not trolling. Okay. Top Billin's he's been pretty cool. He doesn't usually do anything. Look, we accept some minor trolling, but if you want to do heavy trolling, you have to hit up the Cash App. That's the rule. But yeah. Listen, Danny ain't look. She ready for the smoke tonight. Okay, so I mean, just tell you're sorry and
listen, Top. That little hiccup there aside, if you want to get your comment read for sure and not be put in timeout, send it through Cash App. Danny can't shut down the Cash Apps.
He's a patron. He can go into the Discord as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another way. That's another way too. Okay. Okay. All right. What are you reading?
He said, "Tell him to watch his mouth and be respectful."
Todd Billin, look, you heard it.
I'm not gonna say the first part. Be respectful, Todd.
Yes, Stern, Danity is a woman. Okay, and you will respect her, and you'll be respectful of all women, all people in this chat. All right. Look, we gave Danity a wrench for a reason. The people that have wrenches, I know it seems like a lot, but look, they know how we like to chat. So
like we gave Danity a hammer. Yes. I wouldn't be in there messing with Danity if I were you, Todd. Just, you know.
All right. Okay. All right. Listen, that's the show. That's all we have. We can get out of here, right?
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna do some bonus.
Our show, like it's always meant to be.
Like it was always, yes, we always meant it to be this way. Now we get some order back in here. Okay, these 2-hour shows, okay, or almost 2-hour shows. Not quite bonus time yet. Okay, we have to get a word from our sponsors. Ourselves, yes. First of all, do you like what we're wearing here? Do you like this? Do you like that apparel? Okay, you can get that on our store, LBHTShow.com/shop. Okay, right here. Boom. Check out the merch, LBHTShow.com/shop. Also, just go to LBHTShow.com. Okay, if you like this content, if you like the content that you get from Coach Evans, from Sip to Tally Films, from Hendo, from the Rogue Pod, Deep Cover Podcast, Open Mic OTR, yep, and Ring Kings Podcast. All of our audio podcasts. I know there's some audio podcast listeners in here, right? You can go right over to our website, and all of our podcasts are right there on the homepage. Just click on any icon, and it will take you to that podcast, and you'll see the latest episode, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Okay, just make sure you leave a 5-star review if you're on Apple or Spotify or whatever. All right, but this is where you can find the merch, and we got a lot of stuff there. All right, so go over there, check it out, support. I mentioned patreon.com/LBHT Show. Okay, that's where we do the overtime show. The overtime show is going to happen right after this. We tease a little bit of it. We're going to discuss more NFL moves, and we're going to discuss Tekashi 6ix9ine catching a beat down in a Lifetime Fitness bathroom, or LA Fitness. I'm sorry, it was LA Fitness bathroom. I need to correct myself over there.
That's not the important part of this story.
Put some respect on LA Fitness name. Okay. Yeah, listen, that's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss that. All right. So B is going to tell you how you can be a part of the overtime show and join our Discord.
Yeah, so we have a few tiers. We have the $3 tier, which is kind of a general support tier, but we'll also get you into our LBHT Pick'em League that we do during the NFL season. We give away a custom LBHT trophy to the winner.
Those are the old trophies. I got to upload a new one because I have a picture of Hendo now. I got to.
Oh well, if you want to see what the new one looks like, just watch Hendo anytime he streams because he really enjoys rubbing that in people's faces. We also have the $10 tier, which gets you the LBHT crew coin that Jose has right there.
Yes.
And that'll also get you into our fantasy football leagues. We have a dynasty league going on where we play for a custom championship belt that looks like that. That was actually this past year's belt. We're going to be upgrading the belt for this coming season. But congratulations to Buck for winning the first dynasty league season. We also have a regular redraft league that's just for fun that we kind of start over every year. There is actually a spot open in the dynasty league right now, so if you are interested, go ahead and sign up to that $10 tier. We'll get you in there. The draft is 1 week from tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have the $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and our boxing podcast that we do with OTR Mike, Ring Kings Podcast. We get everything that I mentioned, as well as our custom poker deck featuring our top 25 fighters of all time. And all of the tiers will get you into the overtime show that we do every week following the live show. And all of the tiers will get you into our Discord server.
So there you go. If you have as little as $3 in your pocket, you can sign up right now, okay? If you are thinking about ordering some pizza tonight and say, you know what, I want to leave a big tip to this driver. It's going to be 25%. Knock it down to 5%. You say, look, I'm gonna give you some money, right? I ain't trying to take money out of
friend of the little man.
Listen to what I'm saying, right? You say, look, I'm gonna give you this 20%, and I'm gonna give you some good advice. Go subscribe to Lunch Break Hot Take. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Shout
out
to
I
Marco.
agree. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Shout out to Marco G. Don't take money out of their pockets. Shout out to Marco.
Knock that down to zero. Join the $20 tier, man.
Who's the real tyrant? Marco G, appreciate it. Says Jets don't even have a QB yet, and they signed 2 wide receivers while already having Garrett Wilson, plus trading one away because they had a surplus of wide receivers. Ravens, on the other hand, going to the dollar store and still using a coupon and not buying because we didn't even sign Nelson Aguilar. Okay. So they're window shopping with a 50-cent coupon at a dollar store.
Wow. Just saw some news here. Free agent tight end Foster Moreau, who a lot of people had kind of picked as a breakout candidate, stepping away from football as he learned recently that he has Hodgkin lymphoma.
Oh, man.
So wishing the best to Foster in his recovery. Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed. Sad to hear that. Yeah, Coach. Window shopping. Yes. Window shopping at the dollar store with a 50-cent coupon.
What you mean, Baza? What you talking about? Hendo's League? You're not in the Dynasty League, though. No. If you would like to rectify that, let us know. Because like I said, we got a spot open.
Yeah. And yes, like Coach said, hit that like button. Okay. We still have 100 people in here strong. All right. Hit that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. All right. All right. Let's read. Look, the floor is open. You want to get back to us in Lamar talk? We can do that.
Marco said he ain't door dashing to your house. You ain't tipping. So
I tip.
Spoiler alert. Jose goes and picks up. Because again, friend of the little man.
I do pick up. D Weezy, appreciate the $3 donation. Says we got a lot of undercover sports bettors in the crew too. Yeah, there's a Lunch Money Bets channel that D Weezy moderates. So for all your sports betting needs, you can be on that channel too. We have a lot of channels on that server, and we also we interact with coaches server.
Mm-hmm.
Also Hendo's, very active service. So check out their Patreons as well, because you all of us interact in all the servers. So you'll see all of us pop up. What's going on? House says, don't worry, fellas. I'm sure we'll sign some washed up receiver that gets cut in training camp and draft one in the 5th round. Yeah, look, why listen, I understand if you're a fan. I get it. I don't want to ask why. I get it. You get some hardcore fans, right, that don't like the team being just trashed, right? Just talked about in a negative way all the time, right? Because you want to think positively. You want to think, hey, they're going to work things out, right? And I get it. You don't want to hear the negativity. Totally understand that, especially if you don't agree. But if you don't want to hear it, mute those accounts, okay? Mute those accounts. Live in your own bubble, because there's plenty of gatekeepers out there that will tell you it's all good. It's fine. No worries. It's fine. In EDC we trust. They'll tell you all that good stuff. You can pick what you want to listen to now. But when you choose to go after people, right, that's when you kick up some trouble. And that's fine. Some people, they love, that discourse, right? They love that the debate, the arguing and all that stuff. But have your facts straight. Okay, have your facts straight. The fact is, the Ravens just have not invested in offense. They've shown that they don't value offense. And even now, when it's 50-50 at best, if Lamar comes back there, they're not looking for a replacement. They're not even looking to improve that team, right?
They improve the special teams.
Yeah. So realistically, what are you looking towards? Like, what do you have to be positive about if Lamar doesn't come back, right? Raven Ron, last week you said, hey, you'll watch Ravens regardless. I want to see how many Ravens games you watch if there's no Lamar next year, right? With the way this team is constructed, I don't even know who they're going to end up getting at wide receiver at this point. So I don't think it's going to be Odell, right? I mean, can we just agree that we were the team that offered Odell $4 million, right? We were that team, right? I mean, we're not going after DJ Chark. We're not going after anybody. So if we run it back with the same people and no Lamar, possibly no Tyler Huntley, you want to watch those games? I know I don't. I'll call myself a fan, sure. But no, watching it, I don't think so. I'll pass. 0-17 is what you mean 4-1-0 easy. It's 17 games.
Maybe they're gonna win that last one.
Well, you said, oh,
okay, but now we're in week 17 or week 18, and we're fighting back. Never know.
Yeah, going after the top pick next year just to get an edge rusher, right? JP says, I still want to see the Ravens in EDC's vision without John Harbaugh. Probably won't see that if Lamar leaves because they'll both be fired eventually after. I don't know what his vision is. You know, it felt like in the beginning that he wanted to take the team in a different direction, but I don't know. If Harbaugh has that much pull that where he can block the direction you want your team to go into, then step down. EDC had a great reputation. He can get another GM job. Lots of teams wanted to hire him as a GM.
Mm-hmm.
So that shouldn't even be in conversation if he's staying. Like, look, I turned down all these jobs that would give me full reign to stay here. You're going to give me full reign. That's not even a topic, right? That's a non-starter. Okay. If we talking about, oh well, you gotta run it through Harbaugh. Nah, I'm good on that. I'll pass. Right. So that shouldn't even be the problem right now. And if he said yes to that,
well, look, here's the thing that the Ravens don't really want to acknowledge. I think some of them. This is who EDC is. There's no difference. Like if Harbaugh was gone, this is who EDC would be. Like John Harbaugh ain't out there telling them go sign Deshaun Jackson. John Harbaugh ain't telling them, hey, ignore the offense. Right. Like he's the GM. He makes the picks. He makes the signings. And you're seeing like this is the philosophy of Baltimore. He came up under Ozzie. This is what they teach.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work anymore.
Good point. CJ Scott says, I'd be able to watch the one primetime game they might get if Lamar is not on this team. I don't think you'd be able to watch that too. I think we had 2 primetime games last year with Tyler Huntley. Those were unwatchable.
You'd be able to watch because the one primetime game they'd get would be the Thursday night game. And there's nothing else happening. So
I'd rather take a nap. Or go to bed early. Kogan Sheriff says, Ravens priorities go defense, special teams, coaching staff, a.k.a. Harbaugh's friends, stadium staff, and then maybe offense. Yeah, that sounds about right. And the media team, I guess.
I see you, Coach. I don't have it here right now. I was going to debut it on Monday. The new glassware.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That'll be on stream on Monday.
Yes, and I ordered a Ravens Roundup mug as well, which will be featured.
Your mug is not my chalice. All right,
I haven't gotten it yet, so I'm waiting.
Let's back up respectfully.
Listen, we all have merch, okay? Coach, Hendo, ourselves, Ferris, Let's Get Ready Network. We all have merch. Check them out. Okay, there's a lot. If you don't like what you see on our site, which I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't, but there's plenty of other merch out there. Support your content creators. All right, and you guys have been supporting. We really appreciate it. And because you're supporting, we're always planning stuff for you. Okay, and we got some things in the works now. And while we're here, okay, we're gonna keep the bonus time going for a little bit longer. Look, I see a lot more of you guys wanting to start up YouTube channels. Okay. Shout out to Suge. I'm gonna read that in 1 second, Suge.
Thank you, Suge.
I see a lot of people wanting to start up YouTube channels. Look, we're putting something together to help you guys, right, on your journey. But in the meantime, you look in our description, you go down to the bottom. There are 2 affiliate links. Okay. One's the vidIQ, one's the TubeBuddy. That's a great tool to help you. I still use both of those today, right? It helps you put together your title, your description. It can help you with thumbnails. vidIQ has its own AI that can help you come up with titles and things like that. It's okay. It's not bad. But hey, it's well worth the money. So if you're looking to, if you started and you're looking to kind of kick things up a notch, because once you realize that, oh, this isn't as easy as it looks, and I need to put more work into it, and I need some help, click on that link, sign up, and you'll get some help there. And pretty soon we're going to have a tier on Patreon for content creators to get you get you started on your journey the right way. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Brandon says he wants Yolanda to start a channel. Didn't I hear something yesterday about her starting a channel?
Yeah, she said she's gonna have her first video up next week, I believe.
There you go. Yolanda B, go subscribe. I appreciate that, Danny. Still 109 in the chat. I remember the old days. Yes. Hit that like button and subscribe. We moving on up. Support the show. Cash App $ LBHT Show. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you. Yes, the old days. The old days when there'll be like 10 people in here. We're like, yes, now it's a party.
And I know you're jealous, but that was no reason to take down the comment.
What comment?
About me being Coach's favorite.
I didn't see that.
Oh my God. It was up there for like 5 minutes. Don't worry. It's coming back. Boom. Coach's favorite got his glassware. That's right.
That didn't come from Coach. That came from Hendo.
I know it came from Hendo, but he was confirming Coach's ranking and feelings towards the roundup. So look, I just put that up.
Oh, whatever. Blunts and Otters, what's going on? Says thoughts on Lamar playing on the franchise tag for another team. Before I do that, first of all, we're gonna bring up Mikey. Shout out to OTR Mike. Give me 1 second, Mikey. I want to read this comment from Suge. Shout out to Suge. He says, sorry I'm late. I don't think you were late, Suge. I think you were here earlier. It says, wanted just to show love to one of my favorite sports podcasts. I appreciate you both and the whole LBHT crew. What is your favorite wrestling match of all time? See you guys in the Overtime Show.
Thank you, Suge. I remember the days when it used to say we were your favorite sports podcast, but that's all right. We're all about other people growing. Appreciate it. I think that to answer your question, Suge, just off the top of my head, I would have to say Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship.
I had to think about that. Probably one of look, I'm a big Rock fan. But before that, I would say probably one of the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ric Flair matches. I think they have
I couldn't remember a specific one, and they were all an hour long. So
yes, but those are my favorite ones.
Yeah.
One of those matches.
Yeah, off the top of the head, I'm gonna say Mankind and Undertaker cage match.
Nice.
Okay.
Mankind is a crazy person, but actually a really, really smart and engaging guy when he's not being Mankind.
Yeah.
Mikey, what's good, man?
What up, man? I just, back door was open. I brother man from the 5th floor, just let myself in, see how y'all was doing, man, and just checked in. That's it.
Yeah.
Seeing if y'all had some sandwiches or something,
Get some sandwiches. You gotta check the fridge. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on Lamar, this upcoming interview, just kind of how like some folks in the media are kind of painting things? We talked about Shannon Sharpe a lot because Shannon Sharpe he was spreading hate all over. He's hating on Lamar, hating on Cam Newton. Any thoughts on any of it?
I don't know what's up with Shannon, man. I typically like Shannon. I thought he went a little too far with the Cam Newton hate. Like I thought he went a little too far in on that. The Lamar thing, I don't know what's up with that either. I don't know. I'm starting to believe even though all of these shows are scripted to a certain degree and they all got to play a certain role.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe that Shannon is buying into that, where he seemed to be a little more authentic. So I don't know, man. The Lamar interview, I'm anticipating him not to say. I don't think it's going to be much. It's not going to give much. I'll say that. I think it'll be him speaking on his production companies and stuff like that he's getting ready to drop. I think it's going to be more of that. They'll sprinkle in some football talk, but I don't think it's going to be, Dateline with with Lamar Jackson breaking news, anything like that. So
yeah, and I agree, and I think that's why mainstream media hates it, right? Because Skip and Shannon kind of touched on it a little bit. They said that, oh well, there's nobody there to answer the to hit them with those hard questions or whatever, right? There are no hard questions. There's those questions that you want, and you're going to try to press him on it, even though he's told you he's not going to talk about it, right? Or he'll tell you what he wants to tell you, and that's it. But it's about controlling the narrative, essentially. He controls the narrative, and he knows, or they know, that people are going to watch him, right? There will be eyeballs on his platform, listen to what he has to say, and yes, he can control the narrative, just like these teams have been controlling the narrative for so long, right? Because before, when Mike Florio puts out something saying that Lamar lost out on a shoe deal because he didn't have an agent, right? That would be it. You'll only get his part of it, and there was no social media back then for players to combat that. Now there is, and that can be immediately shot down, right? By the players themselves. So they just hate that, and the fact that he's not going on the show, because that we put reports out there like that, the player would be forced to go onto the show and clear the air. He doesn't have to do that anymore. Now he can just say, you know what, I can start a YouTube channel. All right, I'll get 1 million views on this because everybody wants to hear what I have to say, and that's that. So yeah. I think it's a great thing. Take the power back.
Yeah, and I think they're hating on the fact, like, he's following the Lamar trend. I mean, the LeBron trend, right? Mm-hmm. Where he's creating his own lane, you know what I mean? And he's doing things his way. He's taking control, like you said, of his own destiny and taking control of his own narrative. And man, they can't stand that. It's a lot that he's doing that they just don't like. One, he's doing all of this without an agent. They can't stand that, right? He's showing that he can be calm and reserved in this situation, right? Where other players would be flustered, scrubbing their pages and all of that. He's not doing all that. He on his IG story. He's just having a good time. He's living life, man. And they do not like that at all. So, it's sad that usually you would hope somebody like Shannon would put on for Lamar, but he not. He would put on for Cam, but he not. It's a lot of people out here with jobs at the quarterback position, and you mean to tell me that Cam can't be one of those cats that should be in the league?
Right.
It's ridiculous that he would hate on that. And Shannon, he just having a bad week. I don't know if y'all seen the picture he took with Candy Bears of Escape.
Yes.
And she tweeted about it where his hand was kind of low
all
on
over
the hip area.
Yeah.
And then that's a married woman. So
right.
Shannon's having a bad week, man.
And my bad blunts are others.
We didn't forget.
He said, can Lamar play on a franchise tag for another team this year? He can technically, but that's not likely to happen.
Yeah, I say that no. I mean, they would literally just have to say, hey, we're just going to trade you. It doesn't matter what, who you've been talking to or anything like that, because, the whole thing is he's free to negotiate with other teams, and he has to come to an agreement with another team, and then they'll enter into the trade discussions with Baltimore. So, I mean, like I said, it's technically it's possible, but he's not going to be playing on a franchise tag for another team. He'll be, if he's on another team, it means he got a long-term deal with what he was looking for.
Yeah. Enzo Chiha, yes, he says, can we all give a RIP to Nipsey, the bartender from the Martin Show? Yes. Me and Mikey talked about that. That's
Big
Mikey's
Nip,
favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
He was young.
I posted about that. Yeah, I think he was like 52 or something like that. So
way too young.
And
Sad,
Lance
man.
Reddick as well.
Yeah, he was like 60.
Like Destiny 2 and John Wick.
Yeah. So yeah, sad.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Nitro? Nitro says Shannon realized that hate pays. I don't even think it's that. I mean, yes, there's some fakeness to it, right? That's just how these shows are. Like Mikey said, they're scripted to a certain extent. But I think he's really salty that he's not the godfather, so to speak. He's not that go-to guy that young athletes go to seek advice, right?
Yeah.
Because look, I think he wants to be the next Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith used to have these connections with players. I mean, he still has some connections now, but it's not like what it used to be, right? Like he was their guy. And I think Shannon Sharpe wanted to be that, but Lamar made it clear when he came into the league that you're not my guy, right? Like we don't run those. You don't run in my circle, and he didn't like that. That's why he's always trying to take shots at Lamar, because I think that's one of those things that always just kind of stuck with him. And since then, he's had these little spats with other players. The most noble one today is Ja Morant, right? And I think he's just tired of what he feels as disrespect from these young players, and that's why I think Cam caught a stray, right? Because Cam never really said anything bad about Shannon Sharpe. No. And even though he was talking trash, Cam Newton responded, and he's like, hey, I see your point, whatever. I think I still got it. He was very respectful, but yeah, he's just hating, man. And no, man, I don't play Call of Duty, man. I don't play Call of Duty.
Hendo and some of the other guys, Reg, Coach, Raven C, they all hop on there. I'm not sure if Jay plays Call of Duty, but there's some guys who hop on there. Yeah. I know you've been playing with them.
What's up, Ferris? Appreciate you coming through. Says I would never go to these guys for advice, hating ass fools. Yeah. Anand, what's going on? Says LeBron's social and cultural power is fueled by his championships. Lamar setting this production channel up right now hopefully will set him for a long-term success after he's done playing. I think, you're onto something there, man. I think Lamar has a lot of business ventures going on, right? And when people are counting his money, talking about, he needs to take the money, it's life-changing. I'm sorry, is $20 million not life-changing?
Right.
I know if we got $20 million, it would change our lives. I don't know about you, Mike.
The million he got, in his first few years was life-changing.
Yes. Yeah. Again, this is a narrative that has been baked into our way of thinking for generations, right? This started before any of us. It's that, Black people are lazy, dumb, right? Can't save their money, irresponsible. And I think there's just, it's subconscious, right? It's subconscious. And, you think, well, that's not enough money for him. He can blow through that, right? He could blow through that. Anybody could blow through that. But is he, right? Why do you assume that he's going to do that? You assume that his mom can't manage his money. And I understand there, you can find a lot of stories of players not managing the money or having family members mismanaging money. I get all that, right? But this assumption that is going to happen to him and that he has to be saved from himself, right? He can't, he has to go and get this huge deal. So, it'll be harder for him to blow his money. $20 million is a lot of money. And we don't know how much money he's made on the side. Like Anand said, he's got a production company. He's got a restaurant. I think he's got a couple restaurants, right? He's got a clothing company. He can't keep stuff on the shelves. Okay. He's got a couple of endorsements. I think he's made a lot more money than people realize. Shout out to Anonymous for a $25 donation. Says, greetings, everyone. Thank you, brother, man. Hey, thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate it. Okay.
And I also want to say thank you and shout out to our two newest patrons, Maine and House. Thank you very much.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you very much. And once again, patreon.com/LBHT Show. If you want to be a part of this overtime show, if you want to be a part of the Discord, go there. As low as $3 a month. you can sign up. All right. Let's see. And speaking of house, there he is. He says, I knew Shannon only cared about advancing his career when he called Julio Jones live on air and didn't tell him he was live till the end of the convo.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And that was the end of the players reaching out to him as him playing the unk role to them players. That was the end of it.
Right. And that's his fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's his fault. Stunner says, Jose and I would judge if those restaurants are worth a damn. Which restaurants? The Lamar restaurants. Yes. We might have to get Stern on the channel, man. Like he is a food critic, okay? And he knows the spots all over Baltimore. We might have to do a vlog or something of him driving around going to these spots because he gives you some real reactions. And there's some very good places in the city.
You want to step on old boy's content like that?
Who?
shot from afar, man.
Whose content?
Man.
Do we have to discuss stuff line?
Yeah.
Okay. we're so careful around here. Yeah, I forgot he did that to Julio to Mikey Brother too, Black Daniels. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, a few more, and we are getting out of here. All right, we made good time today. I like this pace. I like this.
Yes.
All right. Nitro, the Wonderkin Show. He's blowing up. Make sure you go subscribe. Good guy. Very animated. And for his 200th episode, he broke out his guest. He had a special guest. White Tro. Yes. Very good episode. Go and check it out, man.
Yeah. Salute to Nitro, man.
Salute. All right, what we got in here? Is that it? I think that's it. I think we can start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Yep.
You had a little break, okay? Had a little hiatus.
Yeah.
But you're back. You dropped a surprise live stream. I was surprised. Surprised. Everybody was surprised.
We snuck that in on y'all.
That was a good episode. They want more, and you ain't give them more because you got a few saved. Okay. But plug your stuff real quick. Don't tell them everything. Just give them a little teaser. With what they can be expecting pretty soon.
Yeah, man. Look, I am the host of Open Mic with OTR Mike, and that is the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. And I'm living up to that, man. I promise to have more guests. So let me give you the quick rundown. So the idea of the show, right? With that little spiel that I give every opening is I want my guests to lead the show. I want it to be something that's on their mind that they want to talk about, and we rap about that. And going forward, man, you'll see a lot of that. I have a few episodes coming up where I put that to the test, and I think it worked out fine. So I think my next episode dropping it'll be about how life be lifing, man. It'll talk a little bit about the hiatus I took, and just the different things that was going on for me. And other than that, I got a whole bunch of stuff coming, man. Also, tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm expecting somebody to buy me some coffee or beer. I prefer beer, but I'm gonna drop my Cash App one somewhere. I need a couple. I need to be drunk by noonish tomorrow, or amped up on caffeine or
Wait
coffee.
A minute.
Either way you want to do it.
Do I need to work from home tomorrow? I don't know, man. There's too much going on at work. We'll see.
Yeah, me too. I'm talking smack. I'll probably end up at work. I hope not. But
we always talk this, right? And then we call each other at like 7 a.m. Yeah, man. I'm at work.
I'm on the plantation. I'm on the plantation.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Just Aloe.
Happy birthday, Just.
Salute to 100th birthday of Just Aloe.
I wasn't gonna do that. I don't know why Jose doing you dirty like that, but I hope you enjoy.
No. Very happy birthday to Just Aloe. Just Aloe's in the city somewhere, man. We gotta meet up for lunch one of these days. Just Aloe, like the early overtime shows, man. they were classic. Just Aloe was giving us actual history lessons,
Yes.
telling us things that we just never knew about that were amazing. Did you guys know that Pop-Tarts used to be round?
It's crazy. It's a crazy
Never
world
knew.
we grew up in.
Never knew. Same company, Kellogg's used to make it. They didn't call it Pop-Tarts. They called it something else, but they were Pop-Tarts, and they were round. Just Al knew about it. Okay. Captain Chesapeake. The original, the character that Power Rangers and Voltron stole their identity from.
Shut that argument right down.
He shut it all the way down. Because me and Show were getting into it about who stole whose style, and just Al said, "Let me show you, Young Buck something," and we're like, "Oh yeah, okay, you got this."
Hey,
don't forget Almond Smash, yes, man, yes, man. Y'all need to join this Patreon and check out this
in the chat. There, look, there's my beer fund. There's my Cash App.
There you go.
I expect it to be ring dinging tomorrow with the good $5 that I will get. I'll set my budget at $5 because I love you so much, and I know you guys love me so much. So yeah, I expect a good $5 tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
Inframan.
Tomorrow,
Yeah. Yes. All right. With that, we're gonna wrap up. You have any parting shots here, B?
Yeah, next week, I hope you all join us again. It's going to be all draft everything. We're going to do a Carolina Panthers mock draft. That's going to be leading into our Dynasty League's actual draft. We're holding it before the real draft this year because we're all very serious scouting people, and we know all of these players, and we know who's going to be good, independent of where they go. I'm going to dominate this draft, and I'm going to have that belt this time next year. And you all are going to hate it. I promise you.
Listen, if you want to see a real show, check out our overtime show next week for this fantasy draft. Last year was a complete disaster.
I'm gonna have this belt. I'm gonna have Hendo's belt. I'm gonna be in here looking like Canelo.
I last year, man, I wish I had clipped everything together to get all the funny moments. There were some moments in this league, man. This is not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that. Okay. Hashtag no gentleman's league.
Don't yawn, Hendo. We all know you a scared coward right now. Won't even trade me the third pick because he's afraid of how good my team is already.
He owns all the titles. Okay. All right. Look, we're gonna discuss all this one. This is all gonna go down the overtime show. This is gonna be a fun show. Suge, I saw your comment. There will be no snacks eaten on our screen, sir. Okay, that's not.
I tried to help you out, Suge. I saw it earlier. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, no, sir.
People sending me cash apps already.
Salute, man. You got
so. I appreciate. I was listen, man. Black. Let's see who hit your boy up, so I can show some love real quick. Ferris, man. Thank you, Richard J. Who's that? That's not. That's man. Oh, my bad. That's my brother. I'll let y'all figure out. Brandon B. Manziel. Good looking out, D Weezy.
Appreciate it.
And Jamal, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna get me drunk tomorrow, man.
Y'all take care of the crew, man. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, man.
Who's Richard?
My bad. I didn't read the comment. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna tell y'all who Richard really is until
that's like the time we did it to God's child.
Ferris says for the beer and bribe for open mic appearance.
All right, we getting it out there, man. Still 84 people in here, man. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. One more time, hit that like button on your way out. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. Also, LBHTShow.com, like it says right under my name. Go check out the site, man. We got all the podcasts on there from the Ravens Roundup. If you don't know who the Ravens Roundup is, it's on Coach's channel every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so you go over there and you subscribe to Sip to Tally Films. Okay, you'll find ourselves, you'll find Mikey, you'll find Hendo from it's the Rogue Pod now. Rogue is short for Ravens Online Ungatekeepers. Okay, you got Chris on there from Deep Cover Pod. All of our podcasts are on there, audio podcasts. So when you're trying to listen to something in the background and you don't want YouTube to cut it off, right? Because you close you put your device to sleep or whatever. Go to our site and check it out. Also, we got our merch on there. We're going to add more stuff on there. So we appreciate you if you go over there and visit. But yeah, that's all we have. B, are you ready?
Big
ready.
Reg. Shout out Big Reg. He hit me up. Head shout out, man. Look, y'all talk. Look, I appreciate y'all.
I'll just say this, man. Like he said, about 80 people still in here. We're not even talking about anything. Y'all just like hanging out. So you're gonna really love the announcement we have in the coming weeks.
Okay.
We're not gonna talk anymore about that right now, though.
Okay. Yes.
You got him excited, B.
All right. There you have it. All right. B said, you ready?
Ready.
He's ready. All right, y'all. Patrons, get ready. Give us a couple minutes. We'll get the overtime show started. Everybody else, thank you so much. Happy birthday, Just Aloe. Happy birthday. And rest of y'all have a great week, and we will see you next time. Peace.